All right, welcome back to fourth quarter sports, where the pressure is real and the stories behind the game matter just as much as the action on the court. I am your host, Casman. I got my boy Eves. We're missing Ryan today, but we do have a special guest in the house, Mr. Aaron. Welcome to the show. Absolutely, absolutely. So before I get to introducing Aaron, I do want to cover a little bit about him, and then we're going to dive into some great topics. Y'all know March Madness is happening right now. Shout out to Duke for that win today, but we'll get deep into that later. Already, golly.
Nice voice.
Yeah, yeah, I see. All right, so Aaron got introduced to AAU at 12 years old. He played all the way through high school and eventually became the head coach for the famous Memphis War Eagles. Over his career, he definitely coached and trained some elite college and professional players that you guys know, including James Wiseman, Anna Clark, and Adonis Thomas. So again, Aaron, welcome to Fourth Quarter Sports Podcast. It's definitely great to have you on the show. So let's get into it. All right. So, Aaron, we want to get to know you a little bit better. So, introduce yourself. Tell us how you got into the AAU world and your love for basketball.
Just like Cass said, basketball, basketball and baseball, getting involved in basketball at 7 years old. Where I grew up in Tennessee, it was YMCA Boys and Girls Club. So that was big. There was no rec, there wasn't no anything. So that's where I got introduced.
Yeah.
One of the guys on the block, he was an older gentleman. His name was Kim McClendon. He had a son that was 2 years older than me. And so he, would always see us out there hooping and everything. And he was one who grabbed me. He was like, "You're gonna be my point guard," because I've always been small. I'm 5'10" now. And I was small. He's like, "I want you to play." Came and asked my mom. So we'll get to it later when it comes to AAU questions and stuff about young kids playing up and what it can do for their development. So at
Yeah.
7, I was playing 10 year olds. At 7 years old, small, everybody laughing at me. So I just stayed rocking that. And then my first introduction though was about 12 years old. Coach McClendon decided to take us to Mississippi, and so we go over there, and mind you, I'm 12 playing 14-year-olds, so I'm sixth grade playing eighth graders, ninth graders. Uh, and I ain't gonna lie, it was eye opening,
Yeah.
eye opening. The crazy thing back then too was, you had two teams in the city in Memphis. That was it, two teams. Now you got two teams in, you got 20 teams per city. Now it's
Mhm.
crazy. It's crazy now out here. So I got introduced, and we did good. We did good. And then by the time I was 14, I was a freshman. That's when the Memphis War Eagles came along, and they probably are the predominantly dominant team. Anybody who's been, down south, whether it's Georgia, Texas, let's see, maybe the Carolinas might know, Florida, all that, Mississippi, Arkansas, War Eagles, we did our thing. Played AAU all through then. I played up still continue to play up because it just helped my development.
Mhm.
And I continued all the way, finished and went to college. I could tell you a little bit about my story. I was a knucklehead, you know. So part of my thing, real talk, part of my thing for the young kids that I help coach now is they into them books
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, it don't matter how good you are, if your books ain't right, you ain't getting into no college. Taking someone
Hmm.
like me, I was able to go to Adidas ABCD camp in 2000. So there was guys there, Sebastian Telfair, DeJuan Wagner, LeBron was younger, a year younger than me. Carmelo was there. Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah, there was guys there that I played against or saw play with my own eyes at a young age, and I had opportunities to go D1 right out of high school, but my grades wasn't right, so I had to go
Mhm.
the JUCO route, which probably was the most humbling thing because as an 18-year-old, everybody there, you know, can I curse?
Man, go ahead,
Go
man.
ahead.
Help yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody there,
Yeah.
everybody kissing your ass, they're in the block, everybody, oh, you the one gonna make it. And then the moment they find out you don't qualify, it's like
Hmm.
boom. So it's real humbling for me. I was crying, I cried a lot, and I was about to quit. But I'm glad I did. I went 2 years, played 2 years at JUCO and at Vincennes, which Vincennes has produced a lot of players in Indiana as well as Shawn Marion went there.
Hmm.
Um, So that humbled me, but it kept me focused on the books. And then I went to Northern Iowa and hooped for 2 years, and actually got recruited by Doug McDermott's dad. He recruited me, so I had my fair share. When it came to basketball, after I was done there, I didn't go overseas or anything. So I just decided to devote myself and give back to the people who gave it to me. So that's when I started my own training and coaching, and that's what got me back into the city. With James Wiseman, Adonis, Ian, a lot of other guys. In the community back in Memphis. So that's my journey of hooping. You know, um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So that's a little bit about me. I've been around. I've been around. I've been influenced by a good amount of people. You know,
Hmm.
Kaz. A little bit about. My best friend's father took me in when I was 14. Never had a dad, and
Yeah.
he played. He played, and he still is a coach in the NBA. So I had that example as well for basketball. It taught me a lot of the game fundamentals wise. That still carry me to this day that I like to bring down to the younger guys. So yeah,
I
that's my
love it.
cool. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. So I've been
And you
around.
were dropping some big names, Aaron.
No, I'm
Once
shopping
on
a little. See, I know.
LeBron and then
Yeah,
Adonis.
I try to just be humble as possible. I try to be as humble as possible.
No, I love it. I love it. So, like your whole time, in AAU, your whole experience, what are some lessons from those years that stuck with you as a player, as a father, as a man, and then, as a coach?
As a player, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought my shit didn't stink, and
Mm-hmm.
as a lot of kids go through now, is they don't want to hear the truth. I didn't want to hear the truth. Anytime a coach, anytime somebody who was an adult gave me advice or said something to me, it went through one ear and not the other. I was very naive. I was very egotistical, if you want to say. What are you talking about? I'm dropping 20 and 10. I'm on the same court as Sebastian Telfair, as DeJuan Wagner. I'm able to hold my own against
Yeah.
these guys. And DeJuan Wagner is same class as me, '01. He's the number one point guard in the country, number one, and
Hmm.
I'm able to, yeah, he ate me up, but I'm still able to drop, I think I had 11 and 7 against him. This is number one player. I'm not even ranked in the top 100.
And he
Mm.
did you
So
back, man.
who you going to tell me? You know? So as a player, I would honestly say nothing. I didn't really I was too young, too naive to understand what was in front of me, the opportunities, the adults. So really I didn't learn nothing as a player. I got humbled, I would say, playing against other players in a
Mm-hmm.
sense or realizing what I needed to work on. But that'd be the one. Now, as a player, I was saying, mm-mm. Now, as a dad, a lot. I got a
Yeah.
15-year-old son who's been playing basketball since he came out, and my daughter.
Which is by amazing, both of his kids,
Oh,
FYI.
thank you, thank you. So I can't take all the credit. My wife does a lot too, but
Woo woo. Shout out
yeah,
to the wifey.
Wifey do a lot too. But my daughter too, she started playing AAU in first grade, and she only plays with the boys. So as a dad though, I took the lessons that I seen that I wish I would have had that I wish I would have listened to. So I fell back because I always tell my kids, and I would tell every parent, every child has to run their race. It ain't about what Jimmy's doing, what Chris is doing, what whoever's doing. They got their race, I got my race.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you're at in fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. That don't mean shit.
Yeah.
It don't mean nothing. I know a lot of players who were good in the eighth grade that couldn't even make their high school team. Or I know players that was, sorry as hell in eighth grade that end up becoming All-Americans by their senior year. So as a parent, I realized as a dad of two kids that are involved, I just fall back and let them run their race. Too many parents want to live vicariously through their kids because they didn't make it or because they did play at a high level. I had to learn my kids aren't me. My kids' names are Isaiah and Anaya. They're not Aaron. They're Isaiah and Anaya. Let them run their race and write their own story. I tell my kids when people say, "Oh, are you going to be the next Aaron? Are you going to be the next Dan?" No, you're going to be the next Isaiah, Isaiah Irving. You're going to be the next Anaya. So as a parent, I learned to fall back and I don't coach from the sideline. When my kids are playing, I just sit there and watch. And if they come to me, Dad, what did I need to work on? What did you see in the game? Then I give them my opinion.
Yeah.
But the AAU world is crazy as a parent. AAU is crazy. I would tell parents who are looking to get their kids involved in AAU, though, do your research. Because nowadays, these AAU programs out here is grimy. They want you for your money, or they want you to funnel their A team so they can travel all around the country. So they want to bring in Jimmy. He on the B team, but they're going to charge them parents $600 a month, not knowing that $600 is so this player on the A team doesn't have to pay nothing in their flights, hotel, food, everything is paid for. So do your research. Number one thing I would give the parents, though, knowledge, if I could drop a gem, is development. I don't give a fuck how many trophies that team has won. I don't care how many players have gone to the league, to D1, scholarships, yada, yada, yada. Does that program develop these players? Skill-based. Because I know a lot of cats, a lot of niggas who are athletic as hell, but they don't got the skills. At the end of the day, athleticism is athleticism. Skills always gonna be athleticism.
Yeah.
So they gotta know the fundamentals. So do your research. Are they teaching fundamentally based, or they just rolling the ball out there, say, all right, go hoop?
Yeah.
Because once they get into high school, it's structured. And then you go to college, I don't care what level you play at, it's hella structured. And if you cannot play structured basketball, coach ain't gonna put you on the court. So when it starts in the AU level, parents need to do their due diligence because you can't blame the kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Parents can't blame the kids.
That's very true. Eves, did you know about that? Like, that's knowledge that I didn't even know.
And another
you see
thing,
it all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah, you see it all the time, and you hear about it. Parents need to understand it's okay if my kid is not that good to make this team, and stop worrying about these damn shoe circuit teams. If my kid,
not the shoe circuit.
It's like you got your Adidas, your New Balance, your Puma, Nike. My son plays for one of those. Okay, so what? That doesn't. It means something, but then it doesn't because he had to start. When he first started playing AAU, he wasn't playing for no shoe circuit. He wasn't. He had to work his way up.
And your son plays for the AZ Unity.
AZ Unity, yeah. So, they're the only Nike sponsor team in Arizona, but he had to work his way up. When we was back in Memphis, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
He had to work his way up, and I understood as a parent. I had to look at my son and say, where is he at right now? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, that's good because it honestly goes into like my next question about the NIL. Like, do you feel that, you know, individuals that are so much focused on NIL and getting all these brand deals that they're really losing the focus of the game and what they're really playing for? Like, it's for the game, not for, I mean, of course you want your brand deals, you want your money, but I feel like certain athletes are losing that main focus of why they're really here. And I get it. You want to change your lifestyle, you want to help your family. Absolutely get it, but what is your take on that? The
I
whole
go,
NIL thing.
yeah, that's a great question. Like I tell people, I go both ways. The fact that I have two kids involved, and my daughter plays softball too, I go both ways because I understand it's a business now. It's a
Hmm.
business. Um, I always tell all the kids I coach, train, including my own too, use the game. Don't let the game use you, because you're only as good as what you can provide for them now.
Yeah,
At the end
that's
of
a
the day, they're
gem.
going to find the next one next year or the next player. So if you can get your chicken now, get your chicken. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? Get that money. But don't lose sight of what your goal is, because there better be an ultimate goal, especially if you're in high school, is to get college and then play professional. Because guess what? Money's money, but you could have it today, it could be gone tomorrow. And then what you gonna do?
That's true.
So if you're living though just by, okay, I want this NIL money, I want this money because of financial situations, I understand that, but don't lose sight on that ultimate goal, because you're only as good as right now.
Yeah.
So I go both ways. I'm a firm believer in, yeah, athletes should. They need to, because if not, these colleges, these programs are going to exploit these kids for free, and they're getting paid. Some of that money needs to be brought to the kids, but the kids better not lose sight. But I also feel that's a responsibility of that circle around that athlete, to keep
Yeah.
him or her hungry, humble,
Mm-hmm.
to keep it real with them. Like, I don't ever
Yeah.
blow smoke up my kids' ass. If you would ask my kids, they probably say my dad too hard. He never gives us compliments. Why? Because I want you to stay hungry.
Mm.
Stay hungry. Yes, you may be good. Someone may be saying that, but you got to stay hungry. Keep the main
No,
idea the
thanks.
main idea.
Yeah.
You got to keep the main goal, if you want to say. So I go both ways with it, but it also is your circle that you keep around you.
That's a good point. Ease, what's your take on that?
Man, yeah, I'm the only one like cutting him off. He's speaking such, factual statements. We see it all the time.
Literally, yeah.
Not to single anybody out, Aaron, but like you look at the Mikey Williams situation. Mikey Williams should be wearing the jersey right now. He should be somewhere in the league right now. But unfortunately, things happen. You fall victim to circumstances, and not that he ruined the opportunity, but Mikey Williams should not be playing at Sacramento State right now. He should be in the league, or at least get prepared for the league. And just recently, once again, everything's still new. Don't know what happened officially yet, but with Aiden Holloway, the point guard for Alabama,
Yep.
man, it's March Madness. You should be putting on your best game right now to
Yep.
prepare your draft stock to get ready to go to the league. Instead, you're getting pulled over with pounds of marijuana in your car, allegedly. Nothing's been approved yet. Nothing official that must be down on the young man. But like you said, man, the company you keep, the circles you run in, they put you in situations, especially as an athlete, where you're like meant to be the breadwinner, kind of take care of your family. One mistake ruins everything. Leangelo Ball had a situation in China, kicked off at UCLA, never really bounced back. Like you see it all the time, man. I hate to see it happen with anybody, especially with our young black athletes falling victim to the circumstances. So he's spot on with that, man.
And
Yeah.
you do. It's like you said it perfect. All them guys you named have a couple things in common. One main thing is, they had too many yes men, too many
Yeah,
followers, too many people who wouldn't keep it real,
Yeah, I was
and
just about to say that.
too many people who was hanging on that coattail.
Hmm.
What can you do for me? What can you do for me? And we see that all the time with this young black men. Like you said, it's okay. That's the one who's gonna make it out. That's the one who's gonna make it out. So the whole hood come together like he's the one. He's the one.
Hmm.
But my thing is, what are you pouring into that young man? It doesn't have to be money. It could be knowledge. It could be time. It could be a shoulder to cry on when something's going hard. It could be training him. or her. Those
Yeah.
are the things that you got to be able to pour in. You just waiting on a handout because you see, oh, he or she gonna make it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and all it does take is that one crazy decision, but show me your friends and then show you your future, But instead, they need that one person to put that foot in there and say, nah, why you carrying that in the car? Nah, instead of
Mhm.
you going out to the club, instead of having this party, I'm gonna use Mikey Williams, instead of you buying this big ass house and
Hmm.
carrying this firearm and having these parties, your ass need to be in the gym.
Yeah.
Because we need to continue to get better. You can't settle for mediocrity. Too many of these players want to be complacent because too many people are saying how good they are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they see the future. Oh, that's the person that's going to take us out the hood, you know. But I also, so I fault the players, but I fault the people around and the hoods as well. Even me growing up, see, I want the times to come back though. Like when I grew up, I'm 43. When I grew up, all the gangbangers, all the niggas that were on the block, they were sending me home.
Mhm.
They were sending me home. What you doing out here? Get your ass home.
Mhm.
Coach McClendon would be he'd be on the street. Get home. Get home. Get home. He, everybody looked out for everybody.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
different now.
it's different now because of social media, because so much money is thrown at these kids, but you still need somebody in your corner who's gonna keep it real. Because I guarantee you, when all that money's gone, or you fall flat in your face, or whatever, everybody gonna be gone except that one person. That one person is the one who
Mhm.
always kept it real with you. He
Yeah.
wasn't there. He wasn't there for nothing
Mhm.
except for to support you. He didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't want no money. He didn't want no cars. He didn't want no women. He was there just for you, and he'll be the one right there. And he won't even say "I told you so." He'll be like, he'll grab your hand. Let's get up. Let's go work.
Yeah. I mean, you hear it from Karan Butler, you hear it from Allen Iverson, you hear it from a lot
Yep.
of the older players. Not that they got saved by anybody, because nobody's going to save you as a man, but that people were there along the way to kind of don't do that. Like, this not your lane, man. Like Karan Butler even said, suspended out of school, thrown out of school. If he didn't get somebody to kind of like pull him by the coattail, like nah, come this way. We're not going over
Yeah.
there. We're going to the gym. If Karan Butler didn't get the opportunity, it's a whole different story. If
Yeah.
Allen
He
Iverson
was a
doesn't go to Georgetown and told, nah, don't go to these parties, don't go to these clubs, like come to the gym,
Yep.
it's a whole different story.
Mhm.
Unfortunately,
Yep. Yep.
not to speak on nobody negatively, but we see it with Len Bias. Len Bias was having too much fun, had the wrong crowd right on his draft day, and we lost an
Yep.
amazing prodigy to the NBA that could have been
Mhm.
Sure
prevented
did.
with a different circle around him. So, like you said, man,
Mm-hmm.
your circle you keep is everything, man.
It's everything. It's
Choose your
everything.
friends wisely. That is the message.
It's always, to me, I tell the young athletes, like, for real, I said, is that person leveling you up? Is he or she
Mhm.
making you a better person? Because you making them a better person by spending your money. Or
Yeah,
Mhm.
are they, Rick Ross said it perfect. Were you with me shooting in the gym? How are they helping you to be successful?
Yeah.
You feel
No,
me?
that's
So
facts. That's facts. Well, you was again dropping some big names. So I know that you
crazy.
coach. I'm just saying, we got Aaron in the building. Nah, but you were definitely coaching James Wiseman, Ian Clark and Adonis Thompson. So I mean Thomas. What was it like mentoring that type of talent that would go on to college and professional level?
Well, what's crazy is the three names right there that you just met got to be some of the most humble and down to earth gentlemen and young men I've ever encountered. Um, didn't have egos, and maybe that's just a Southern thing. Maybe that obviously is how they were, brought up.
It's a
Um,
Southern thing.
yeah, facts, facts. We'll get that facts. um, but it was fun because you see the growth of these young men who are hungry and had a dream. It all starts with a dream.
hmm
And the fact that the parents and those three young men trusted me and my ball knowledge and with my skills, because I didn't play professional at all. I didn't have a tryout. I nothing. But they had a dream and a goal, and looked at me as someone that can help them obtain that. Trusted me. So it was a lot of fun. The biggest thrill and goal I see for me as a coach is to see players trusting in the process, and then
Mm-hmm.
putting in games in their game, just leveling up. That's the biggest thrill, to see James Wiseman go from a guy from Nashville. No one really heard of him. He comes to Memphis. He ends up playing for Team Penny, Penny's AAU team, before he was a coach at Memphis. He had his own AAU team. That's how we got linked, me and James. No one knew of him. Just to see his development to all of a sudden being the number one ranked player 2 years later in the country. Number one.
Number one
To go
draft
on
pick.
to Memphis. Number one, yeah. To go on to Memphis and only play 5 games
Yeah.
and still become the second pick.
Yeah.
Adonis Thomas, to see him, we went to the same high school. I know his whole family.
That's dope.
Little knucklehead, run around the neighborhood, causing problems just to see him work on his game. And then for him to go to Memphis and him play overseas, Ian Clark, people don't know his story. They used to laugh at him at Germantown High School. They ain't laughing no more. He's the only player to get his jersey retired at Germantown High School in East Memphis.
Wow.
Only one. Got a championship with Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People to laugh at him because he was skinny, he was small, and to see his development, but he trusted the process. That's what brings me joy. It doesn't bring me, I don't go and boast and, talk about the players I've trained. I don't do that.
You're very humble too, though.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And that comes just from my best friend's father, just saying, you give back to those who gave to you. That's what it is. It's about you giving the knowledge, the love of the game to the next generation. And your success, my happiness and success isn't built on all the accolades, and name dropping. No, it's seeing them fulfill their dream. That's my happiness. To know that I had a little part in it, a little part, So
Yeah.
it was a joy and an honor, training, coaching, seeing their development, and even where they're at now, they're all fathers. So just to see that, for me to be a part of not just their lives, but their little ones' lives now.
Yeah.
For James to talk to my son on a weekly basis, and for me to fall back and just see, wow, James is passing on the knowledge that I played in his life to my son.
Yeah.
It just comes full circle. So it was a great honor. It was a great honor.
That is
I love all 3 of them young men.
Hey, so
Yeah.
Aaron, I got a quick question for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you think you have like a signature line or like a signature phrase that you kind of gave to your players, to your mentees? Like, I know on my daily basis, I hear Coach Rollo in my head every day. Ain't no air down there. Like whenever my head's down, whenever I'm feeling a little shaky to myself, I hear my coach back from flag football still kind of speaking to me.
Yeah.
You think you have something that you left, or what was kind of the biggest lesson you gave to your players to take with them as they move into manhood, adulthood, professional careers? What was your biggest takeaway you gave to your players?
Trust yourself. Trust yourself. And that goes for life, basketball, out there in the workforce. It doesn't matter. I always would tell them, trust yourself. Because a lot of us young Black men struggle with self-confidence because of what's around us, what's told by us, what the media says. So I always would say, trust yourself. Trust your abilities. What your brain, your skills, your education. Always trust yourself, trust your abilities. I've been saying that since I graduated college. Before I even started really realizing that I was coaching and mentoring, I would always say that, and I use it now. Trust yourself, trust your abilities, because it's going to help you throughout the whole process of your life, in your marriage. Trust yourself, trust your abilities, and don't fall victim to your story. Cass knows that. I say it all the time. Don't fall victim to your story.
Break that down for the younger crowd, man. Break that down.
Don't fall victim to your story.
Yeah, right. Write it down. Trust yourself.
Like me. Don't fall victim to your story. Father not around. Single mother. Growing up in the inner city. I could have fell victim to my story. Oh, I could have been pouting. Oh no, see, this is why I'm locked up. This is why I'm selling dope. This is why I'm on the block. Because I could have fell victim to that story. Oh, no, my mom said, I had to work 2 jobs. I got a younger sister who's 8 years younger than me. She was everywhere with me. Mom's working. So I could have fell victim to that. And I could have used that as my my scapegoat. Oh no, see, this is why it turned out the way I did. Don't fall
Yeah.
victim to your story. Uh-uh.
Mm,
Uh-uh. You use it the other way. You
Okay.
use it as motivation. You
that's
use it
powerful.
as your guidance of, nah, I'm not gonna be like my dad. I don't want to work 2 or 3 jobs. I'm gonna be in my kids' life. I'm gonna
Mhm.
treat a woman right. You don't fall victim to your story. So you youngsters, everybody out there, it don't matter where you at in your life. We all can do it. Cass knows. I said it. Don't fall victim to your story. And
That's
I
good
use that
knowledge.
phrase to this day for myself. Nah,
Yeah,
Aaron, don't fall victim to your story. I catch myself. Nope. Don't be out there
that's
wilding
good.
out. So
No,
those
that's
would be my
facts.
little phrases that I would say, drop some gems on y'all today.
Yeah, I'm
Ooh,
gonna have to
you
steal that one. That's a
dropping
good one.
today, Aaron. That man preaching. I love
Mm.
it. I love it. Well, clearly y'all can tell that I know Aaron and Aaron know me. So he's based here in Arizona, and we go back and forth with this battle. I'm a Duke fan. Y'all know that. Okay, we're not gonna do that because who got that W today? Even though we had some
Ooh,
mistakes,
that was a
we
shaky
got that
one, man.
W. It was, but we still got it. No, please. When I tell y'all I was on the edge of my chair,
It was
boys had me
16,
sick. With
16.
that, listen. With that being said, Aaron, tell the people who you're rooting for, and jeez,
Tar Heels all day since '93. Since '93, I've been a Tar Heels fan.
so
Oh,
sad.
no, it ain't sad because I tell Cass, Tar Heels, man. Come
Y'all
on,
need to finish
man.
this game right now. Y'all got a 5 point game with 4 minutes
Oh,
left.
I know. I got the
Yeah,
phone
I
right
know
here.
you
Trust me.
watching it.
I got the phone right here.
Yeah, VC ready off
Crazy
heels,
word.
man.
Cass be tripping. I'd be like, okay, y'all, do produce some good college players. I could say, they
Thank
do.
you.
But why is it though that y'all can't produce good NBA players?
They got a couple.
Exactly. What you say? A couple.
They got,
Oh wow.
but if we
Goodness,
looking
I
more
know.
Kyrie.
modern, man,
Yeah, you
the
got a
Knicks
little
match
bit more
gonna be
modern.
modern. Yeah.
Over the whole. It's Mike Krzyzewski's been there, right? 40-something years. I
Mm-hmm.
can count Kyrie, Tatum. I can't count Zion.
Why?
Okay.
What you mean? Why? Come on, my man. Right now, down at the corner eating beignets with one of his side pieces.
Josiah, not too much.
Yeah, please don't let me get on Fat Man,
Not too
Might be
much,
on his
Josiah.
phone.
All right.
cause he be
Right.
on some other stuff. They produce great players in college, but if for some reason I feel like Duke doesn't prepare them enough for the league.
Mm.
If you look at the history of Duke players, you got a lot of college player of the years, first team All Americans, draft picks, and then they get to the league and something happens. Besides Tatum and Kyrie, I mean, you look at a RJ Barrett, you look at a Brandon Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
It's either somebody's getting hurt or their expectation when they hit the league, they don't reach it.
So I personally got a theory about this, man. Let me get your take on it from a coaching perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you play with too much talent, that has a negative impact. Excuse me, a negative result of how you progress to the next level. As we know, Duke's teams are constantly stacked. They're constantly overmatched compared to their competitors. Do you think that they play with so much talent on the collegiate level and the high school level, AAU level, they never really had the chance to develop their skills as an individual to go to the next level? How you feel about that?
My brother, that's a great question. Great question. And I would tell you, yes. You know
Okay.
why? There's one word that I always sit there and tell young kids. They ain't faced no adversity.
Yeah, they got an easy schedule.
In order to be successful, You gotta face adversity. You gotta know what it's like to know a team is going to double team you from the moment you get off the bus.
And we just
Mm-hmm.
talked about this.
You gotta know adversity. You gotta know what it's like to have all that pressure. If you ain't been through no adversity, you get to the league, everybody can hoop.
Yeah.
So when you got these super teams, AAU, or now you got these prep schools in high school where you're putting all the, you got 4 of the top 25 players in the country in high school playing together, there's no adversity.
Yeah.
So you gotta struggle in order to succeed. There's that saying, you gotta fail in order to succeed. So these players don't struggle on the AAU circuit. They don't struggle in high school. They don't go through that adversity. And yeah, they get to the league, and all of a sudden it's like, ooh, because right away they're a top pick. They're going to a sorry ass team,
Yeah.
and they're looked at to be that franchise player.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't handle it because for the last 8 years of their playing career, everybody's kissed their ass and they've been able to play with another top player in the country.
Yeah.
So that adversity comes and they fall back. They fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're not
I'm
built
with
for
you.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not built for the pressure because, and I always tell my son, that's why I always tell him, I said, in practice, there's a reason why I tell the coach, put you on the other team, or you're going to guard the best player, because iron sharpens iron. You're not going through adversity. And he used to cry. Dad, man, we're getting our butts kicked, blah, blah, blah. I said, exactly. It's not about right now. It's about later on. You need to go through that adversity. So I'm big into that. All them players at Duke don't go through adversity. That's why
Yeah.
guys that go to them schools like Florida and Connecticut the last couple of years, they had to go through that adversity. So I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Golly. Okay. Well, with that being said,
Yeah, we know Tar Heels. Or we know Tar Heels. I mean, sure.
you are funny. Oh, you're funny. Well, Aaron, before we wrap up this, podcast episode, I definitely want to give you a chance to drop one more gem for our listeners, our viewers. So I'm gonna give you the floor.
I would say, this game of basketball, and this goes out to these young kids. It doesn't matter if how old you are. If I could say that orange ball has taken me everywhere. Has taken me everywhere. It's taken me to every state, taking me to Hawaii, taking me to Canada. It's introduced me to so many people.
Yeah.
That ball can fulfill a dream that you never thought. I never thought I was going to go to college. I never thought I was going to be able to play against and meet some of these people. I graduated college. Me and my sister, the only two in my whole family to graduate college. And the only reason why I was able to is because of that ball.
Mm-hmm.
That ball. And like I said, use it. Don't let it use you. Because once that time is up, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. So use it. And use it for the benefit of how you can better not just yourself, but your community, your
Mm-hmm.
people. Get your education. Be thankful that God gave you that talent. Be
Yeah.
thankful that God put people in your life for a reason that can help you get somewhere to where you want to be. They may see something in you that you may not see in yourself, but there's a reason why they're on your net.
Yeah.
So if I was to drop a last gem, it's for young people. It's trust the process. Use that game of basketball, and don't shortchange anything. Don't be trying to take none of these shortcuts and run your own race. Don't worry about what the next man is doing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it and go out there. You got to grind. Closed mouths don't get fed. You got to go out there and grind. Every day, you got to grind. What you put into the game is what the game's going to get back to you.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Appreciate you guys on the
Yes.
pod. I had a lot of fun. I want to do this again. We
Yay.
gotta come back and talk about the league. We gotta talk about the association and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of more topics. Like time is running out. That's the only reason why we cutting this short. But
Thank you
again,
all.
Aaron, Truly, truly thank you for joining us today, dropping those amazing gems. I know our viewers and our watchers can take a lot from this. So if you're tuning in, March Madness, who are you going for? Drop in the comments. As always, go do. Continue to support us, like, share, comment, and we will be back next time. See
Thank
you
y'all.
guys.
Have a
See
good
you
one,
guys.
man.